Podtacular, episode 143, Halo 3 vs. Call of Duty 4 Smackdown, for the week of January 5th, 2007. This is part 2 of 2 of a special edition of Podtacular. If you haven't already, be sure to check out part 1 on podtacular.com.
Welcome to Podtacular, the unofficial Halo Universe podcast. You're about to hear what the Halo Nation had to say about this week's topic at podtacular.com to help you dominate at Halo. So strap on your Spartan armor and grab a battle rifle, because it's time to finish the fight.
It's come down to just you and me. A battle will decide our destiny. My brothers are dead, my family is hurt. I'm on the ground, no, I'm on the ground.
So let's see, we also have the controls in the two games. Totally different deal. For any of us that have played Call of Duty 4 for a little bit and then tried to go play Halo 3 and started throwing grenades all over the place.
All over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
How that goes.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I think Call of Duty 4 does pretty good with the controls. I like the way the layout is set and how you can use the D-pad for other stuff you have and so on and so forth. You can still throw your grenades easily and throw your special grenades and all that stuff. So I think they do a good job.
I like how you can pretty much play an entire game online with only your thumbsticks and right trigger, left trigger. You don't have to do anything else, but everything is simple if you do want to, call in an airstrike or something, D-pad, certain little things like that, and then reload X button. You don't have to hold nothing down or anything like that. They did a good job of mapping it out to where it's simple and easy to use.
Right.
It feels a little more natural to me, at least with zooming in.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Where using the iron sights, that's one thing I've always liked about Call of Duty is using that left trigger, is it feels a little more natural. Like I guess maybe like the motion you would do with an actual weapon, you would pull your left hand towards you,
Right.
and your right hand. So. Whereas using the thumbstick on Halo, it tripped me up when I tried to go back to Halo.
Yeah.
I was trying to zoom in and
Throwing grenades.
Throwing grenades, yeah.
Yep.
Same thing with Halo. You try to sprint. You keep pressing down on a left thumbstick when you're playing Halo.
Yep.
Like, it won't run. It won't run. Yeah, because you're not playing Call of Duty 4.
Yeah.
I like the ability to zoom in with the left trigger just because it feels more fluid than
I like that
having to
too.
click something in. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that aspect. I like when you click. When you, especially when using the sniper. You pull in with the left trigger, and then you click in to hold your breath. I like that stuff. I think they do a really good, realistic job of all that stuff. So
that's something that back before the 360 launched, I thought that I heard them say a lot was you're going to be able to put whatever control at whatever button. You're going to be able to program it in each game, and I haven't seen that too much. Where you can fire with the B button if you want, or something like that. You can make it yourself. I always thought that they were going to do that, and because that would make Halo a lot simpler for me. I could change stuff up like that.
Yeah, well, not really. They don't do that. Actually, I just recently changed my button layout from default to a bumper jumper, and it's it takes a little while to get used to, but it feels good. If you play a lot of MLG games or hardcore based games where there's no dual wieldable weapons, it flows much easier because you can now jump with the left bumper, where you can jump at the same time, keep both of your thumbs on the thumbsticks, where you can move up and down, left and right. So yeah, it's a good little change. So if you're willing to sacrifice the learning curve and everything. So but yeah, I wish you could I can't even count in two hands how many people have told me before, I wish you could put certain button on certain action on this button or whatever. Chevelle was saying something about this, because he was having a hard time with the melee or something, and he's like, I wish I could change this button here, but you can't, you're stuck. And so it would make life easier for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So
I'd like to be able to fire with the guide button. That'd be sweet.
yeah.
Just mash the middle
Mash
the
on
whole
your
time.
controller.
Yeah. Breaks in half. Oh, crap. Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot more. We were talking about how it feels more natural sometimes in Call of Duty, but it's also a lot more diverse. You can run, you can go prone, um, you can look down the iron sights and everything. Even
Right.
even if you have a pistol, you can look down the iron sights. And I think that's a big difference too, because like if you're a even if you're a super soldier or something, you're not gonna like hold your weapon at your hip and just kind of spray in the general direction, especially if you're trying to get to a distance.
Exactly.
So that's what I always liked about Call of Duty as well, and some of the other games that employ the same mechanic where you can look down the iron sights and or the scope or whatever you have set up. So yeah, it's
But I mean,
definitely
it kind of has to be there in Halo because whenever you dual wield something, you can't. What are you going to do?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
but even when you I mean, I know it is called shooting from the hip when you don't zoom in and aim and stuff. But if you look at it on third person perspective
Yeah,
on Halo 3, if you take the like theater for example, you see him shooting with the BR, he's got clearly the weapon raised up to his face and he's like aiming and shooting at the same time, you know what I mean?
right.
He's not like
Right.
holding the weapon down and be like bleh, 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 he's got like the weapon shoulder high and everything, so
Right.
it doesn't look stupid or weird or
But
anything.
I think that's a good tactic in Call of Duty is to shoot from the hip.
I
Even though
do that. I don't aim, and I've told many people that before, and they're like, "What?" That's why I use the MP5 and I shoot from the hip. I can't aim.
it's kind of inaccurate though. I love zooming in every time with the left trigger, but that's a lot of time. Say you're coming around a corner, your enemy's coming around the corner at the exact same time,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and instead of just firing and having to pull in the left trigger, you're gonna probably die. But
Yeah, I've done that since day one, and I still can't. I don't know if it's a bad habit or not, but that's all I do when I go in. I every time I play, I grab the MP5 and I shoot from the hip. I don't really aim. I just go in.
Wow.
that's when sniping is a whole lot easier in Call of Duty with that left trigger zoom.
Well, of course, unless I'm sniping or something like that. But like regular weapons, regular game, I grab the MP5 and shoot from the hip. So
Hmm.
I grab that perk for more accuracy or whatever when shooting
Steady
from
aim?
the hip. Yeah, steady aim. And excuse me, and that's all I do. I just go in, shoot from the hip.
I sometimes play almost the entire match using the iron sights or the scope.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like more spot on, and I usually play a little bit more of a long range game or medium range. So
Yeah.
Right.
I don't necessarily go running around corners all the time. But yeah, I don't know. Even
I-
though it moves like you move a little slower when you're zoomed in, but
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna land a hit. Have a better chance.
I actually got my my headshot achievements, all three of them by shooting from the hip too. So
Yeah, it does happen a lot. There's something off. I've shot some dude in the knee and it gave me a headshot. I don't. Something's off sometimes, unless he was born with a deformity.
yeah. Well, there's one thing that kind of ticks me off is that when you watch somebody's kill cam when you got killed by the sniper, they shoot you like 5 to 6 inches off to the side, and you
Yeah.
still die. I was like, "What? Didn't he miss that shot?"
Yeah, no, it happens a lot.
All of a sudden your
Hey.
head's dead. I was like, "Oh, whatever."
But hey, not to deviate too much. Did you guys ever play Black Hawk Down on the Xbox?
I just got it the other day on Goozex, and there's nobody online, so it's like, what's the point?
The thing that I loved with that game was those trajectory on the bullets. Like if there was a guy far away, you had to, in your sniper rifle, you had to use like
Good to
the
lead.
fifth little notch down and aim high, and then you'd hit them from way far. And I was wondering if you guys think that would be a good thing in Call of Duty if they had like a mode for where trajectory was on the bullets.
Sort of like that one mission in the single player.
Yeah, you have to
One shot,
you have
one
to-
kill. Yeah.
you have to fix for your bullet. If he's far away, you got to aim higher or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's all about complexity. It's how complex they want to make the game. They want to be able to make it where somebody can just pick up the controller, go in, shoot some people, and kill them, or you really got to learn the ropes and be like,
It's
okay,
gonna be like
now,
a simulator. Yeah.
yeah,
It would be
exactly.
it'd be a lot more realistic if they did that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like they gotta make that choice how complex they want the game to be.
Right.
But then again, most people aren't going to drop a grenade at their side when they die either. So
Yeah. Exactly.
Or pull out a pistol when they don't have one. Yeah.
Yeah.
got overkill and yet you still have a pistol.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's another thing is maps. Now, Call of Duty 4 shipped with more maps than Halo 3. What do you guys think of the differences on the maps between the two?
I'm really upset with Halo 3 maps, so I just think that they did a very poor job, with the exception of like a couple of maps.
Yeah.
So I give that to like to Call of Duty 4. So.
Wow. Saying a lot coming from you, man.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that really ticked me off from Halo 3 was shield doors. I cannot stand those things for the life of. I can't even like start talking about it. It just made Halo a different game. It's all about camping. It's all about staying behind that shield door with the ball, and then when somebody tries to walk through, you just beat them down, or with a sword, or because you can't do anything. You can't throw a grenade through it. You can't shoot through it.
Right.
You have to stay there. If they have a shotgun, boom, you're done. Now they did a little better job. Taking some of the like shotgun and stuff from the maps, but if you played a game of Lone Wolves a while back, you would go into Lone Wolves and get a ball game on Snowbound, and people would go down to that lower level, stay behind that door with the ball, just waiting for people to come through, and then when they come through, you beat them down because it's an instant kill.
Yeah.
Same thing on Epitaph. You control the top where the rockets are, and then the only two weapons that you can actually kill people up there is the BR and the carbine, which are located right below the rockets. So if they have the rockets and they can watch those two weapons, what else you're gonna do? Just pretty much. So it was kind of, in my opinion, it was kind of like poorly, designed. Some of the maps, it kind of like, made a big deal. Where on Halo 2, the maps were just so good. Like every map that was there was a good map.
Yeah.
Like you take Headlong, or you take Lockout, Midship, and even some of the maps that came out after, like Warlock, and so they were like, yeah. So some of those maps were like really good. It's like they really came up with good stuff. Now it's like, I like Guardian and I like Narrows, but that's about it right now. So, and they gave us Foundry, which is an okay map if you can make a good map out of it. But like Standoff, it's kind of like I was really pissed the other time we played Team Hardcore on Standoff. I was like I was like, why would you give everybody BRs and play it on the open map like this? It's like, I don't know. I just I don't like what they did with the maps right now. So Isolation is like a decent map, and every other map, especially Snowbound and Epitaph, anything with a shield door really makes me veto right away. So,
one thing that I liked in Halo 3 better than Call of Duty was how large the maps are, because I love sniping, and no matter what game it is, if it has a sniper, I'm going to do it a lot. And in Halo, I remember times trying to shoot a guy, and it was like trying to shoot an ant from the top of the Empire State Building. He's so far away, and it's hard to get that accuracy. But then in Call of Duty, the sniping is so good in that game, but there's no very long distances to snipe from. I hope that future downloadable content is going to have some very, very large maps, like bigger than Overgrown type maps.
Right. I think that I forgot the name of that map, the one with the barn and stuff, like the
Overgrown.
Yeah, Overgrown. I think it's a decent map. For sniping, I know because I got murdered on that map one time, and by a guy who had a sniper, and he was just like sitting back one of the corners near that barn, and he just like kept shooting us down from like a distance, and I was like, oh my god! The guys on the team were like, where is he? Where is he?
Yeah.
And, so if you're good with it, you can probably do some damage on that map. I don't know about the other one. Probably another really good map to snipe is Shipment. That's a really good map to snipe.
Oh yeah.
Which is like I don't know if you guys know.
It's like a golf ball.
Yeah,
it's like fighting on a golf ball.
It's that map is like as big as a matchbox. It's
yeah. Terrible.
Yeah. You play Headquarters on that map. It's like okay.
It's insane.
Yeah, it is
a fun map to upgrade your weapons with, though.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think, CapnKrunk? What do you think the difference between the maps between Halo 3 and Call of Duty 4?
I don't know. I guess since I played Call of Duty 4 the most recently, I kind of like what they did, because most of the maps, even though some of them don't have like the super long range spots or make for good sniping, they do have a lot of little places and nooks and stuff where you can you can really work, towards, like if you're trying to advance on the, the opposing team,
Mhm.
you can kind of work your way towards them instead of just running down a giant hallway or something. Like one Halo map that I just can't stand is what is it? The one with the lifts in it, the big giant lift, Construct.
Oh, construct.
Yeah.
Because so much of it is just wide open,
Right.
and you're open to fire from just about every angle on most places on that map.
Mhm.
And whereas with Call of Duty, I kind of like, where you have at least something to hide behind, whether it's a blown up car or, a tin fence. At least you have some kind of cover. Now, they may be able to shoot through it, but it gives you a chance,
Yeah.
I don't necessarily like maps where you're just out in the field.
Yeah, me neither.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
I play
think
more of a.
construct.
I was
No, go ahead, Puma.
saying I play more of a close range game, and for me, I like the Call of Duty maps a lot better because there's a lot more complexity to them. Like when Snowbound came out, it's like they're hyping it up and everything, and then they charge us the
Ugh.
money for it and everything,
Yeah.
and
Ugh.
although I really appreciate Gamerscore blog hooking me up with the code for that. Thank you, Gamerscore blog. Yeah, I thought it was going to be like Standoff was going to be more complex than it turned out to be. It's really just a very simple map, It's just a symmetrical map with two bases and some rocks. And I mean, as far as like when you compare that to like a Call of Duty 4 map, there's like buildings that you can go into the first and climb up the stairs and go to the second floor to. There's there's sometimes you can go 3 and 4 floors up, and then there's an open open area in the center that with a lot of cover, and then there's stuff around back of the buildings.
Right.
There's all kinds of different complexity to the map that adds like different levels of strategy to the whole thing.
Right.
While you got Halo 3 that they it seems like they try to keep it so simple and kind of dumb it down, to keep things on a level playing field, but at the same time it makes it just kind of generic.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think they did a really good job with the Call of Duty 4 maps. I actually like, if not all of them, the majority of them. The only one that I don't really like is, and I don't know the name of it, but it's like an abandoned city one, and like everything is pretty much destroyed, and people usually get like on the second floor and snipe down.
Oh, with the two buildings?
Yeah.
Strike.
I think
Yeah.
it's Strike, yeah.
I have trouble
Not
with
the
that
one
one,
with
too.
the really high tower one, though. Not the
No,
one that has the airplane.
That's Crash.
Yeah, it's not Crash. It's another one that's like, there's like this big street right in the middle where you can like go all the way down and up, and so.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as Halo 3 goes, I think that the map pack that came out, I think it was decent. I mean, it wasn't amazing and it wasn't bad, just because you have Foundry and you can do like all sorts of stuff with it.
Right.
And Standoff wasn't a bad map. I think it's kind of like a Blood Gulch, a different version of Blood Gulch and Coagulation. The one that really didn't do much for me was Rat's Nest. I really didn't like that map, but the other ones were like, okay, I mean 2 out of 3 is not bad. So, but as far as like all the maps go, I think that they could have done a much better job with the maps and implemented other stuff that wasn't there. So
Yep.
Okay. So that's maps. Let's see. We got a few more things to cover before we wrap it up here. We got there's the prestige mode in and the challenges in Call of Duty 4. I don't really think there's anything equivalent to that in Halo, although there's the levels progression and everything in both.
Yeah.
What do you guys have to say about those?
I think Prestige mode I think it's good, but I'm not going to do it personally until I have every challenge completed and every gun challenge completed.
Let's
Yeah.
explain what that is real quick.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, Prestige mode is whenever you hit level 55 your first time playing online, and then it gives you the option to go through Prestige mode, which would take you back to level 1, take away everything you've unlocked. It doesn't take away your clan tag, though, but it gives you a nice little insignia, and every time you go up to 55 and do Prestige mode again, you get a different insignia, and you can do it 10 times.
Wow.
And yeah, it takes away everything you've done the whole time. I don't really, just for a little.
So it is 10 times. It's not 5.
I'm pretty sure it's 10. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what I heard too. Yeah.
Oh, because I heard a couple of people on the IRC saying it was 5, and I was arguing with them that it was 10, but they kept saying it was 5, and it was 5. So I was like, all right,
Yeah.
then, since you know everything.
In your face,
'Cause I'm
IOC.
Yeah. I'm a completist, and I've got almost all the challenges completed, and I just need to do all the gun challenges, and I'll be done. That's the thing that keeps drawing me to Call of Duty 4. Not just the amazing online gameplay, but just those challenges and stuff, man. I love it. Even though there's no achievement for them or anything, there's no
Yeah.
online achievements for Call of Duty 4.
They're sort of like achievements without the gamer score, I guess.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
exactly right.
Yeah.
No, I think it's awesome. I really like the challenges. So, about the prestige mode, I don't know if I would do it, but the challenges are definitely a nice little touch. What I love about Call of Duty that I wish Halo 3 would have is how you can measure your level. Like, you know exactly what you need in order to get to the next level.
Right.
Or you know exactly what you need to complete a certain challenge. All you have to go there and check your little bars. Okay, I need like 25 more hit shots, or, I need, 855 more points for the next level. And that's awesome because it keeps you going, you know what I mean? Like, if you want to get your level before you go to bed, you know how long you have to play, you know how many games you got to win or whatever. On Halo 3, forget it, I already gave up on my level and things like that, so it's pathetic.
I think that's that's a big difference, and that's a key difference there between Halo 3 and Call of Duty 4 multiplayer, is that Call of Duty 4 really keeps you going, like you said, Dial.
Yeah.
As you're progressing in the levels, even if you're doing bad, you're going for the challenges, you're still having fun. Because even if you lose the game like horribly, but you got, a couple more headshots, you're like, all right, I'm getting towards that challenge. You're not like,
exactly
crap,
right.
that guy just dominated the whole map, that sucks, or anything. It's like, whatever, I got, better on challenges. Can't wait till the next match,
Yeah.
So between that and what you're talking about with the levels, and the different perks that you unlock and all the different stuff along the way, they really keep you in the game, even if you're having a bad time and doing poorly. And you obviously you learn by experience. So the more you play like that, eventually you get better and you don't do so badly.
Right. So, and then and while doing that, you know where you stand too. On Halo 3, you're just pretty much blindfolded. You don't know when you're gonna level up. Even Halo 2 did a better job than that, because on Halo 2 you knew, you won 4 games in a row, chances are you were gonna level up,
Right.
On Halo 3 with that, true skill thing, it's like, you lose a lot of games, that means you're screwed, on a long run, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish, Call of Duty pretty much stole the lobby system from Halo. I wish they would have stole a few more things while they were at it, like the stat tracking for an online system. You can see things like that. I wish that they would record each game session, and you could show your buddies, like, dude, look at this. I just killed like 3 guys with 1 bullet through a wall. Yeah. And I'd like to be able to show somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what Halo definitely wins on those things as far as stat tracking and.
Oh yeah, no, they got a big infrastructure just on that. So.
Definitely. Yeah, there's that's what Halo was trying to do, is go branch out in new directions. That's why, like, on the last Vidoc, for instance, they were talking about this is what's going to keep our game going, is the videos, is the customs and Forge. Those kind of things are going to be unique things that keep our game going in the long run. And they're right about that, definitely. But it's a whole different thing that Call of Duty 4 doesn't have. But then they do other things that improve on the existing gameplay that both have. That is a big difference there, and I don't know, it seems like kind of more relevant difference because it's not branching off in a new direction, but it's improving on what's already there in a big way. So yeah, there's the difference between those in what they do on that, between the how Halo kind of goes in the different direction, and then Call of Duty improves on what's there. But as far as leveling, like we were talking about, there's a difference between how that works too, right?
Yeah, there is.
Now, how does that differentiate? Because obviously we have Halo, you have the numeric level, and then you have the military rank level. In Call of Duty, you pretty much have one level, right? And then you can go through around in prestige mode, et cetera, et cetera. How does the leveling up work in Call of Duty, and how does that differ?
Well, on Call of Duty, you go in and you play your games, and you get points for, like, kills you get, and headshots and things like that, and you get extra points for doing your challenges, from 1,000 points at a time to 250 to 5 and all that stuff, like Krunk was saying. So you get points for that stuff. But when it comes to Halo 3, you have your military rank and you have your numerical rank, where the military is pretty much you level up I mean, you win a game, whether it's social or ranked, you get an experience point for that. So that's one towards your military rank. Now on numerical, if you start winning a lot of games, chances are that you're gonna level up much faster than somebody who has lost a lot of games and now they're starting to get good. Like if you take Maester for example, like he had on his account he started off like winning a lot of games, so he got to level 50 very, very fast because he had won more games than he had lost. Now people like even like myself and other guys there, we lost a few games in the beginning, and now when we're getting the hang of it and we're trying to get through, it's like there's a barrier there. We can't get past a certain level because we lost a few games. Now it takes longer and it's harder to get there. You'd have to win several games in a row in order to get to a certain level, when if you win like on Halo 2 you could win like 4 games and level up. So it's much more complex than Call of Duty 4. Call of Duty 4, I'm not saying it's an easier game or anything, but I'm saying the level is much more, it's easier to understand and it's easier to follow, and it's more, you have a better sense of achievement on Call of Duty 4, I think.
I do like how in Call of Duty 4, like with leveling up or gaining XP, they at least tell you, or it's indicated to you what you're scoring, what you're getting.
Right.
You're getting 10 shots for a kill, or 5, whatever, depending on what you're playing, or you're getting 10 shots or 10 points for calling in a UAV or a chopper,
Yeah.
or so it's kind of, you can kind of add it up as you play the match. Whereas with Halo 3, I don't remember ever seeing anything like that, any indication of how far I'm advancing.
Well, on Halo 2, you could. Remember on Bungie.net, you could go in and you see like your level bar, and you saw like your level thing. I know it wasn't in game like Call of Duty 4, which is great, and I've said that before. Call of Duty 4, I love the level, much better than Halo 3. But I'm saying like I wish they would have kept some sort of mechanism there where you can see where you stand, and you don't have to guess, so you don't have to give up on levels like I've done. You know what I mean? It's like, forget about it. I'll never get to the next level because I've won so many matches in a row and nothing changes, So it's kind of like, whatever. You don't play the game for that anymore. It's kind of, if you really want levels, then, you got to start a new account and do good or whatever. So it's a whole different story. Like Call of Duty 4, hands down, has a much better level system than Halo 3 does.
So
I find it very...
Yeah, go ahead.
I find it very satisfying in Call of Duty whenever you complete a challenge. And
exactly.
The music plays, and it's like you just completed whatever it was.
Yeah.
And it's a lot. Most of the time, whenever it happens, I wasn't even trying to. It just happens.
Yeah. Some of those you can't even make happen. They just have to happen by accident.
Yeah.
Harder challenge.
I got 2 kills, 1 claymore the other day. I needed it, but I wasn't trying for it. But it just happened.
Yeah. So things like that, it's like, and then when you get a challenge, you see the little music playing, whoa, 800 more points towards my next level or whatever. So I know I'm there, and then you see your promotions happen like real time too and all that stuff. So it's awesome. Yeah. It's great.
Definitely. One other thing is there's customs, of course, in Halo 3, a big thing is customs, and in Halo 2 it was. The customization of the whole thing, the way you can, tie that in with Forge. I know there's customs in Call of Duty 4. Have you guys played those at all?
I haven't.
I actually haven't either. I mean, I've gotten into a couple of private games, but as far as I remember, there wasn't much customization going on.
No, there's not a whole lot of. I do like the ability. You have to have somebody that can host a pretty good room. You start up a private match. This is how people do clan matches, and you can change all the settings, the timers, whether you want hardcore on or grenades out and stuff like that. But it's nowhere near as in depth as Halo is as far as what's in the maps and what is going to happen.
Okay, so Halo wins hands down on that one.
Oh yeah.
Well, especially when you tie it in with Forge. So now there's also the party system. This is pretty straightforward, but I guess it's pretty much the same in both, right?
Well, even last night when I was playing, and probably because of the problems that have been happening with Xbox Live, but I feel like the party system with Call of Duty 4, it maybe looks like it, and seems like it should operate the same way, but it doesn't necessarily behave the same way. Like it doesn't actually work right to me sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, going into a game, I know last night I was playing and I actually got split up from my host. The host, the host of the room or the lobby or the party. And so we were in different games, but we're in different rooms.
Oh, weird.
And then you exit out and you come back, everybody's back in the lobby again. So,
Yeah, it has some networking issues, which is, I think that the patch for Call of Duty is in certification with Microsoft, and so hopefully it's out this month. And they're supposed to be fixing that kind of stuff where host, I've done that too. I'll host a game, and we're going to go into a team hardcore deathmatch or some team deathmatch, and I go in, but then everybody else in my room didn't go in with me, so I had to back out. And then when I backed out, they were still there talking to each other like everything's fine. They didn't even know what happened.
Huh.
It has some things like that. Halo is they've definitely had more practice with this party system, I guess would be a good way to put it.
that's
Yeah.
true.
And with a lot of patching, that Call of Duty one will be fine.
Yeah, I think that the party system on Halo 3, to tell you the truth, I really like the party system of Halo 2. So, and Halo 3 is just, I'm not saying it's like the same kind of stuff, but they did do a good job though with both. I mean, I guess I was spoiled with Halo 2, which was an amazing party system, which every game tried to copy, but they failed, or they just decided to not look at that and do their own thing, like Gears of War and Rainbow Six Vegas, and none of them came even close to the party system that Halo had. So
Definitely.
I think that Halo 3 is got a really good party system. So
Gotta say,
I
it
think
makes
the Halo party system should be a standard for all Xbox Live
Should.
multiplayer games.
yeah,
We've been
honestly.
saying that for ages, man, but nobody ever listens,
Yeah.
It's like,
I know.
no, we're going to do it better, and then they do something else.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh.
Call of
just don't
Duty's the
even
first
bother.
one that's ever
I gotta give
came
it to
really
them.
close.
Yeah. They've come pretty close, and it only makes it obvious though when you see things that are missing from like the Halo party system. Like if you want to hand off the party to somebody else, or
Yeah.
if you want to take your party into another party, or
Mhm.
to join up with someone else's game. I don't remember seeing any ways to do that.
yeah, no, I don't think you can.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like it's halfway there maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, and another thing is being able to easily mute other people from both in the party and both and also in the game in Halo 3 and things like that. But then again, it seems to me that comes into play more in Halo 3 because you go into matchmaking in Halo 3 and it's a whole different atmosphere usually
That's
than
true.
Call of Duty. So
right.
for the most part. So you also got a few more things here. You got vehicles. I didn't even think about this until I wrote it down. I was like, there's you don't even drive any vehicles in Call of Duty 4.
I know. It's missing.
But you control
It's
them.
Definitely missing. Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah,
there's
you have a
yeah,
chopper and airstrike. That's about it.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, it's funny because like you don't even notice. It doesn't. It didn't even bother me at all. Well,
It's
there's
because
some
the maps
games.
aren't big enough.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
that makes sense. There, it's
I mean,
like
the few maps that could accommodate vehicles, you really don't even need vehicles on them.
Yeah.
Because, like we were saying earlier, the maps are so complex as far as obstacles and objects that
Right.
you're not going to find yourself having to dash all the way across the map in the wide open.
yeah,
I guess that's part of the thing that plays in on this too is that in Call of Duty 4 could easily be one shot, one kill. Not always, but if they hit you right, if they hit you in the head, then it's one shot, one kill. And if you're
yeah.
driving by in a vehicle in a flat area and someone's behind you and zooming in with a sniper, you're dead.
That'd be a satisfying kill.
Oh yeah.
Kill a guy in a moving vehicle.
Yeah. Well, I would think it would be easier to do in Call of Duty, which makes
Yeah.
sense why they just said, what, let's just keep it infantry. And that kind of makes sense too because like let's say you're you're not a super soldier, you're a regular old soldier and you're trained to shoot guns. You're not trained to like fly a freaking F-16 and fly a Black Hawk
right.
helicopter and drive a tank and everything else and be like the jack of all trades of war vehicles as well as being infantry. You're trained for one thing, shoot and kill people kind of thing. So that makes sense. You're kind of a specialist in that area, and obviously it specializes beyond that with the classes and create a class. So So I think
Even in the
that
single
definitely-
player was that way too. I don't think you ever drive in the single player. You ride.
Yeah, you ride,
Drive.
but you don't drive.
yeah.
Yeah.
You ride a lot.
It's some tough
Especially
riding.
towards the end there. That's
Yeah.
an awesome thing at the end with it when you're in the truck.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was.
and
a
it's very
great ending.
satisfying to kill a guy through the glass, and the Call of Duty has a really good blood splatter. In the game.
You know, it does.
When you-
Like when you headshot someone and the whole back of the wall just gets totally like
Yeah.
Did
splattered
you kill the
with
guy
blood.
in the helicopter on that sniper mission?
Oh yeah.
Whenever you shoot that guy, his entire cockpit becomes red.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a hole in red glass. That's all.
It's yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, you would have thought with a shot of that 50 cal, he probably
No.
doesn't even have a head anymore.
I know, pretty much.
Because Call of Duty did a really good job with blood splatter, so we'll make another category and give that to them.
Yeah.
+1.
+1 blood
Yeah.
splatters.
Because whenever you're sniping a guy, especially when they're running up and a wall's behind them, and you get a running headshot, and then when they drop and then there's blood splatter on the wall, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
They did a
Yeah.
very good job with that.
Yeah.
I think, Halo kind of errs on the side of, let's keep this as family friendly as possible, but at the same time, at least they have some blood, but it's weird. It's almost like semi-transparent, like
Yeah.
Right.
if you don't look for it, it's like you wouldn't even think there's any blood in the game.
Yeah, I know. Unless you're like on the theater watching, you know what I mean, and you go for like a close headshot or like a melee or something, you're not gonna see anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, even Call of Duty is pretty dialed down as far as blood goes. I mean, if they wanted to, they could throw in a lot of blood. I mean, like whenever you're just laying into a guy, it could just be blood going everywhere. So they really dial it down.
If we make another category, then let's give it to Gears of War, because I think that's like the bloodiest you can get.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah, that's
disgusting,
true.
man. Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, they could, without going over the top, they could make it more realistic in that sense. I understand there was a game, Soldier of Fortune game, one of the sequels to that,
Yeah.
where you could like
Oh, yeah.
freaking blow people's arms.
Dismember
And,
dude.
yeah,
I played
all
that
this
game a
stuff.
lot online on the original Xbox, and that was a pretty gruesome game.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it better this way. Keep your body
Yeah.
intact, have a little blood.
Yeah. I'm not that type of a guy that wants to see all that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same
that's
here.
so sadistic, exactly. So I guess the last thing, the big wrap up of all of them is fun factor. Which one is more fun to you guys?
I don't know. I'm more of a realistic kind of guy, so I'm gonna go Call of Duty just because I like, the one shot kill type stuff.
Mhm.
But dude, I can have a lot of fun on Halo as well, so it's hard to say.
I'm kind of gonna go with the Camaro. Like, I like the fun factor, and I'm gonna say one of my most favorite games of all time is Rainbow Six Vegas,
Mhm.
and I'm really looking forward to Rainbow Six Vegas too. But
Yes.
I think like fun factor, I want to say Halo. Maybe because like I've been playing for so long since Halo 1 release date, Xbox One, and Halo 2, Halo 3, and all of my friends that I play on a regular basis are usually on Halo 3, so we usually have a blast playing Halo 3. So I think like fun factor to me, it's Halo 3. So
The thing that adds to it too is who you're playing with.
right.
Because on Halo, this is two games that has probably some of the worst filthy mouth people online.
Oh yeah.
Which is why I've made my entire Xbox where I can't hear you unless you're on my friends list. Which gave me a newfound respect for Call of Duty, and I'm playing it even more now. But yeah, if you're playing with friends in Halo or Call of Duty, you can have a ton of fun no matter what you're doing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
No doubt.
Yeah, I think for me, like I've been playing Call of Duty the most, lately, but I feel like I've had more fun with Halo, and not just Halo 3, but the previous games
Right.
than I ever have so far in the last couple months. With
Exactly.
Call of Duty 4, and it's more because of the people you play with and the situations you get into that are just you couldn't imagine some stuff happening with some of the maps and customization and stuff like that.
Some
Oh,
crazier stuff happens in Halo, like I had
Yeah,
a grab lift and I was flying in the air and he headshotted me while I was in the air, and just a ton of more stuff like that happens in
Yeah.
that game.
and just the being able to customize games like you'll never have a team bubble bath in Call of Duty 4.
Right.
Right.
This is
So-
true.
No, it's true. So,
And I think Call of Duty 4, where it stands out for me, is the challenge of it. Like I don't necessarily play it even with people that I know. I sometimes just go into rooms by myself, and it's more about like hitting those challenges, getting that XP, and advancing in the game for my own score. It's not necessarily even about the objectives or the people I'm playing with.
Right.
And so that's why Halo to me is still more fun to play, because of the people that I would play with, or even the games that I would play, the types of games.
Yeah, it goes either way for me. I have fun on both, really. I guess it's just kind of, I go back and forth. I have game ADD anyway. I go back and forth between all these different games. So, like, I play one for 10 minutes. I'm like, all right, I'm bored with that. I'm going to get another one. So, so I'm back and forth between these anyway. But it really does depend on a lot of different factors. You can have a really bad time playing Halo, and you can have a really, really fun time. And I think that just the range is different, where you can have more fun and you can have less fun. But in Call of Duty, it's kind of more steady, because even if you have a rough time, you're still getting towards your challenges generally. So it's not as rough, but at the same time, it doesn't necessarily get as amazing, because you don't get all the gravity, the vehicles, the customization, the forge, all the different stuff, and all the bizarre things that can happen, and all the the fun you can have with friends and everything. So yeah, I guess there's a difference there, but definitely both are fun in their own right, and they're kind of apples and oranges in some ways. In other ways, they both are kind of along the same lines, and both have things that they do better, but both are definitely fun games and worth having in the library for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty much their greatest common factor is they're both first-person shooters.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to compare them in certain areas. I think we did a good job, though.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Broke it straight down. All right, well, wrapping this up, send in your comments, etc. to podtacular@gmail.com. We depend on your submissions to keep the show going. Keep an eye on podtacular.com for an invitation to send in stuff for next week's show.
And you can call in our listener voicemail, 206-888-HALO, and leave a Halo-related message. And I will play those back on the call-ins and Tales from the Foxhole show, and I might make fun of you, but don't get mad.
Be sure to check us out at podtacular.com, and while you're there, check out the forums too. There's a lot of events and projects and ways to make new friends and play Halo with some cool people. So check us out at podtacular.com.
And thanks to all the people that contribute to Podtacular, whether it's working on the community or site, contributing to our PayPal to help out with the hosting bill, digging the podcast on dig.com, or subscribing to the show and reviewing us in iTunes. We couldn't do it without you.
Check out other shows on the GamerCast Network. There's Gamertag Radio, Uncle Gamer, Sarcastic Gamer, Achievement Junkie, and the GamerCast Network video game show.
And, of course, gamersgarage.com, right?
That's right, thegamersgarage.com.
So it's with a "the" in front?
Yes, thegamersgarage.com. Check us out.
All right.
Right on, man. Definitely. Gotta hear more of that. Well, until next time, I'm Fumo Jive.
I am Dialpex.
CapnKrunk.
I am Camaro Guy 579.
All right. Thanks for being on the show, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
It's an honor.
Keep on fragging
And a
trucks.
privilege.
And a privilege. And a duty.
You just said, I'm JVB.
Yeah.
No, I'm JVB. J Bizzle Bizzle.
There's only one thing left to say.
GamerCast Network.